Hey Smoochies, if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Semyia, and welcome to the next installment of Vlogmas. So today for Vlogmas, I'm just going to be doing a kiss and tell video. So for those of you guys who are new and don't know what kiss and tell is my rendition of story time, but I kind of put a little spin on it because I'm going to always give stories that are centered around advice. So just a disclaimer in the beginning, if you guys hear a little bit of like conversation background, is because my roommate's having a study group. So I'm going to be changing some details in the story. This happened like 6 years ago, and don't really want to stir up old issues, so I'm going to change some names and specific details that are too telling in the story. Okay, so this story time is going to be a pretty serious one, and this video does have a trigger warning. So if you are easily triggered, or if you have suffered from sexual abuse or sexual assault, you might not want to watch this video. Yeah, so I'm going to get started. So this incident took place my freshman year, so this was in 2011, 2012, when I first started school, and let this entire story just be a learning lesson to anybody who's starting school and doesn't really know much, a little bit out there kind of just winging it and figuring things out. So at this time, freshman year, I had really two friends. I was dating someone at the time, but I had two close friends who I really spent most of my time with. So one of those people I'm still friends with to this day. We're really, really close. The other person, we've had several fallouts over the course of the past 5 years, and we are no longer friends, and we never will be ever again. So the one that I'm referring to in this story is the one that I had a falling out with, and that we're no longer friends, which this should have been like red flags in the beginning of our friendship, relationship, or whatever, but it wasn't, because I still was friends with her years later. So, but anyway, just a little background. So to start off the story, so this is in the fall, I think, because I don't know when Super Bowl is. Super Bowl is in the fall or spring? I don't know. Whenever Super Bowl was. So there was a fraternity that was on my campus, and I'm not going to be specific or tell you guys what fraternity, but there was a fraternity that's on my campus, and they were having a Super Bowl party at their house, where, well, we don't really have frat houses, but we just kind of call them frat houses. If more than one person or member of that organization stays there, it's considered the frat house. So yeah, the fraternity had a Super Bowl party, and this friend really wanted to go because she was talking to one of the members of the fraternity at the time, one of the many people that she talked to freshman year. Anyways, she was talking to a member of the fraternity at the time, so she really wanted to go to this party. My other friend did not want to go. Neither one of us was really like into being around strangers and like house parties and things like that. I really wasn't a partier. As you guys know, I don't drink or smoke, so in my opinion, there's nothing really there for me. However, she didn't want to go by herself, and being a good friend, and also being another woman, I could understand that, and I also wanted to make sure that she was okay and go and just look out for her, because I know that she did drink and smoke, and because she'd never been to this house before, and she doesn't know these people like that. So, and because she has really bad judgment, which is also should have been a red flag. She has really, really bad judgment when it comes to men. She had been sexually assaulted and raped in the past. So I'm not saying that she like asked for it or anything like that, but she really legit has bad judgment when it comes to men. And so I basically was trying to be like protective friend and look out for her and go with her to the party that I really didn't want to go to. So the guy that she was talking to, he came and picked us up from our dorm because neither one of us drove at the time. We didn't have cars. So he came and picked us up to take us to their house. Their house was like in the middle of nowhere. There's no walking home. Like, we didn't really know where we were. We don't know the city like that at this point because we're new. And it was really dark, and it was kind of like middle of nowhere, not really many people or things around. So anyway, but there were a lot of people at the party at the time. They were cooking and stuff, so they had food or whatever. So I mean, everything was straight in the beginning. Everything was cool. So as the party starts winding down and people start to like leave, and there's like less and less people there, and it starts to become more kickback-ish rather than party, the guy was basically asking my friend at the time if she wanted to go into the room, and she was like, yeah, but you know, she has to come too because she didn't want to leave me by myself because I didn't know anyone else there, and I didn't want to be left by myself either because I was just like, I'm not with it at all. So we go to his room. The door's still open. He's leaving the door open. She sits on the bed with him, and then there's like a couch in there in his room about 3 feet away from the bed. So I'm just sitting on the couch, and I'm like texting my boyfriend, and I'm just what I do when I go to every party, I sit in the corner and text and complain about how I shouldn't have came out and I should have stayed at home. So that's pretty much where I was at, because I was basically feeling very third wheelish, and I was like, I'm really awkward and uncomfortable. Like, they're in the bed, they're making out or doing whatever they're doing, and I'm just like, I'm here and I'm like 3 feet away from the bed. This is awkward. I really hope they don't decide to have sex while I'm here. Like, I'm just texting my boyfriend, and I'm like, I should not have came. So then randomly, the guy who my friend was with, he shouted out something to his frat brothers. It's something that's like unique to them, like something that they say. Nobody knows what it means. So he shouted something out, and literally like moments later, I kid you not, it was like somebody had went to the breakers in the house and they shut off all the lights, like pitch black. So at that point it was like, what the hell is going on? You know, what are y'all up to? What did you say? What does that mean? Like, why are the lights on? Like, you know, at this point I'm just like really uneasy and uncomfortable. She's still kikiing it up, you know, in the bed or whatever, doing whatever she's doing. She's chilling. Like, I'm just like, what the hell's going on? So I'm asking about the lights, and he was just like, that somebody was going to cut the lights on soon or whatever, and he claimed that that didn't happen on purpose, but it was just a real big coincidence that it happened right after he said what he said, and all of a sudden the lights went out. So I don't believe that that was like a coincidence. So I feel like it was like a code thing or something, basically saying like, I need a wingman or some shit. I don't even know. But once the lights went on, another dude, also a member of their fraternity, came into the room, and he sat down on the couch next to me, and he was just like, oh, well, I'm gonna come keep you company or whatever. Mind you, I don't know this nigga at all. And I'm just like, I don't need no company. Like, I'm chilling, I'm texting on my phone, I'm fine. Like, I'm good. I'm just ready to go. So then he's asking me all these questions. He's clearly intoxicated. Not on what, I don't know on what, but he's clearly intoxicated. Everybody really was except for me. So he's just like asking me hella questions about me, and I'm just kind of like irritated, like halfway answering him, like, you know, just kind of like trying not to be rude, but really not really feeling his company. And meanwhile, she's still in the bed doing whatever she's doing. And so the conversation takes a turn, because then he's like, oh, are your titties real or fake? So I just look at him crazy, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he was like, can I touch him? And then just proceeds to grab me. He didn't respond for an answer. I mean, he didn't wait for a response. He didn't. It really wasn't a question. Like, he said it, and at the same time he was saying it, he just basically groped me with his hands. And so at this point, I smacked his hand away, and I was just like, don't fucking touch me. Like, don't fucking touch me. Like, what is wrong with you? So I'm like going off, you know, I'm irritated, I'm upset, and he's like, at this point, like, you tripping, da 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 da. The frat loves titties, da da, all this shit, like just being really disrespectful, telling me I'm tripping, all this stuff. So we're going back and forth or whatever. Meanwhile, she's 3 feet away, not a peep coming at her, didn't budge from where she was at. She was too busy, occupied by penis, clearly. She was not worried about me, her friend, who clearly sounded distressed. So at this point, I'm like yelling, like, I'm like, take me home, like I'm ready to go home, like. Obviously not in this voice because, but yeah. So I'm like, I'm ready to go home. And the guy that she was with, he was just like, I mean, just like 30 more minutes and all stuff, like trying to bargain for time. And she's over there with him co-signing, trying to bargain for more time for them to spend together or whatever. But I'm clearly uncomfortable. I'm ready to go. I don't want to be in this man's house. He just groped me, like, fuck out of here. And now he's arguing with me about it, and like verbally now just being disgusting, talking about, oh, how he likes titties and big titties and blah blah blah, all this stuff. So I just was utterly disgusted, and at that point I was just like, I'm really ready to go. Like, I'm prepared to walk home. Like, I don't even know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm at. It's dark. I'm not from here. I'm new here, but I'm prepared to walk home because you don't care. Like, you're just chilling, like you're focused on you at this point. So finally the guy was like, finally the guy, after I was like done like begging, like going off and stuff and prepared to walk home and all that, he finally was like, all right, I'm gonna take y'all home. So he drops us off back at the dorm, and at this point, like, I'm cussing her out, going the fuck off, telling her, like, don't fucking talk to me no more, don't knock on my door, don't come see me, like, I don't want nothing to do with you because you're supposed to be my friend and you were supposed to have my back. Like, that's just girl code. You don't just leave your girlfriends hanging, y'all go out together. You make sure your friend is straight. You didn't do that. I would have did that for you. You know, I'm looking out for you. I didn't even let you go in the room by yourself with the dude because I'm making sure that you're straight. And as someone who's been assaulted and raped and all that in the past, you would think you would be more cautious or concerned, but you're not. Like, you don't care. You know, I feel very violated, and I feel really put off. And I don't want to go out nowhere with you ever again because I can't trust you to look out for me, to have my back, and to make sure I'm straight. Thank God I don't drink or smoke, because then what? If I was intoxicated and unable to defend myself, then what? So it's just like, you know, that was just not something that a real friend would have done. Like, my real friends, people who I'm friends with now, would have got the fuck up out the bed, would have fucking been like, what the fuck is up? Been ready to fight. We would have all been squaring up. It would have been, you know, no hesitation. If I would have said I'm ready to go home, they would be like, all right, we about to go. Like, you know, what's wrong? So I didn't get that from her. I got, can I please stay, you know, 30 more minutes so I can finish whatever I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. You know, thought mentality. But anyways, so we didn't talk for like a week, but still being young and dumb, I eventually accepted her apology and became friends with her again, and continued to be friends with her for many more years till she did more stupid shit that, you know, ultimately was the demise of our friendship and relationship. But the moral of the story, you guys, and the learning point of this is, you do not have to be intoxicated to be preyed on. You know, just being a woman is enough. And that's not to say that men don't get preyed on as well, because that is also possible. But I'm just saying, like, I was just at this event minding my own business. He was intoxicated. I was not. And, you know, he assaulted me. And I also have my friend here who broke my trust. You also have to know who you can trust and who you can be around to protect you and to have your back and be there for you. But you also need to know that even if you are with a group of girls or friends or whatever, not all the time will someone be able or be there to come to your rescue or to save you or protect you or whatever. So you have to be your own protector too and look out for yourself. You know, make sure that you are watching your environment and just know your company that you keep. Like, know who you can trust, know who you can be comfortable and let your guard down with, but never completely let your guard down, you know. especially when you're new to an area and you're new to this group of people and you don't know anyone, or you don't know where you're at, your location and things like that. It's important to be more safe and be smarter than that. We were not smart. Neither one of us had vehicles, but we drove there with somebody we barely knew, who lived at this home where I was assaulted, and he could have easily just been like, I'm not taking y'all home. Then when I would have been stuck with, you know, an attacker just sitting there like really uncomfortable and that sort of thing. You know, there's just measures and things that you guys should take to be cautious about your surrounding. As many of you guys are in high school and thinking about going to college or getting ready to go to college and branch out and become young adults, it's important for you guys to understand that you need to be careful, you know. Really look out for your surroundings and things like that. You know, some people might brush this off as like, oh, that was a small thing. Call it what it is. It's sexual assault, and nobody should be made to feel like that's not a big deal, that's a small thing or anything like that, because it's not. It is a big deal, and you shouldn't have to feel violated because, you know, because you're a woman. And gentlemen out there, don't feel like just because a woman is a woman that you have some type of entitlement to what she is. Don't feel like that's yours or it belongs to you. Even if that's your girlfriend, don't feel some entitlement that you can disrespect someone's body and just touch them and just do whatever you want to without their permission or their consent. That's extremely disrespectful, and you can possibly get a rap sheet on your head. Now, see, me being me, it didn't go as far as it could have went, fortunately. And I didn't report the incident because I know that people make mistakes. Now, that was a dumb mistake. It was disrespectful, and he should learn his lesson. However, I didn't want him to learn his lesson behind a jail cell when he's a college student trying to make better for himself. It didn't go as far as it could have went. And I was going to make sure that it wasn't going to, because we were going to throw hands before that happened. I would have to walk away and kill somebody. But, you know, point blank period, the moral of the story is just to look out for yourself, but look out for each other too, especially as women, and being, you know, on college campus and things like that. You can't trust everybody, even people you call friends, because sometimes they don't have your back the way you think that they do. Now, unless it's someone you've known for a long time and you can trust. But there were red flags with this young lady way before this incident and after this incident. And that's when being smart and your judgment comes in. And that was the problem. I wasn't smart about the situation, and I didn't use good judgment. So here I was being friends with someone who was not looking out for me and had my best interest at heart. But you guys, I share this story and many other stories just so that you guys can learn from any mistakes that I've made or anything that I've done positive, that you guys can learn from it and possibly grow. Or if anybody's going through things like this, you know, that you have someone to relate to and it's not just you. If you guys are dealing with some type of incident of harassment or abuse, there will be a hotline and also a link to a website for you guys to get help, because that's important. And you are important, and no incident is small, so you can report any incident if it made you feel uncomfortable enough to, you know, have to make a report on that. So anyways, that's it for today's video, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I know that it wasn't really fun, but definitely was like learning experience, and I hope that you guys did take something from it and you guys learned something through the story. Also, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe now. If you guys can you give me a thumbs up on this video? The playlist to the rest of Vlogmas is in the description box. Also, don't forget that we have the giveaway going on, and we will be taking submissions for the giveaway or up until Christmas Eve. After Christmas Eve, I will not be taking any more submissions to the giveaway. I will be announcing the giveaway recipient or winner on the last day of Vlogmas. So you guys stay tuned for the rest of the installments of Vlogmas. Please continue to stay active on the channel. Comment, like, subscribe, share with your friends. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Smooches.